Hey, good morning, everyone. I'm going to start probably a video series here that is going to kind of take you through from the beginning of why we did the bodybuilding show to the end to kind of give you an insight on several things. Learned a lot about myself, going through this process, this challenge, this depletion. All kinds of stuff. I hate really long videos, and usually if anything's over a couple of minutes, I pass it on. This one will be over a couple of minutes. But I think there'll be some really good information in here that you'll want to hear. I'm going to put up my before pic and then the after transformation pic, kind of let you guys see how that went. But so the why I decided to do this, it's going to go way back farther than, just on a whim that I decided to do this. So my whole life as a kid growing up, chubby, husky, let's just call it what it is. I was a fat kid, okay? Overweight, big boned, whatever you want to call it, it still boils down to you're a fat kid. And I've mentally fought that being overweight my whole life. The insecurities that come with that, like what clothes look like on me. Are people talking about me? Are they whispering, look at this fat kid, look at his love handles, look at this, look at that. You've always got these negative thoughts running around in your head about yourself. It's almost haunting. The feeling you're always being made fun of, or someone's always talking about you because of your weight. It's a trap in your mind that I encased myself in and I fought with constantly. Still fight with sometimes. Even being 50 years old, there's still that fat kid trapped inside of me. The way I dealt with it was through sports. In sports, your performance trumps your look. So football and Highland games, that was my answer. A big old offensive lineman was supposed to be heavy and powerful. And that's was my goal, getting big and powerful. In the sport of Highland games, I could really hide. You had the biggest, best guys were big, burly bellied, big trap, big back, huge body guys. It was perfect. And you were expected to look like that and throw far and perform. So it was perfect. And people overlook when you're really, really strong, but you're overweight, nobody thinks about how bad your body really looks. Nobody really thinks about that very much. So it's a way to hide. All they see is how you perform. That was my escape from my own insecure mind. Now, a lot of you people that know me would think, oh, there's no way that, KO's insecure. Probably since birth, I've had all these insecurities. I've fought with this my entire life. Relatives making negative comments about my weight, kids growing up, all the way, from elementary school all the way into even high school. So after 30 years of being overweight, I knew this was going to be a long journey. My whole life, I've had love handles. That's where my body decides it likes to store fat, is right around my lower back, run right around, straight across the midsection. And it's always been something that's always bugged me. It's always on my mind because I know just walking away from people, they would probably see these love handles and it wreaked havoc on me all the time. But I kept it in check and, tried to keep it, to a point where it didn't disable me, but at the same time, it was never not there. I wanted these love handles gone. That was like one of the big goals. And I wasn't sure I could stick to this diet for this 36 weeks. I wasn't sure because a bodybuilding diet's not the same as a regular flexible diet. I dabbled with the flexible diet for over a year and a half. I've dabbled with intermittent fasting for probably the last 6 years. So I wasn't 100% sure I would stick to this diet because what I would do is what most people do. I would do great for X amount of time, and then I'd lose it. I just wouldn't push all the way through. And I knew deep down in my heart that I have the mental fortitude to do that. I just chose not to, like we all do. But I knew if I decided, hey, I'm going to do this bodybuilding show, and I'm going to tell people I'm going to do this bodybuilding show, I've got to be held accountable to a higher standard. The other thing is that, owning a gym, I had all these people looking at me like, I can't fail. I've got to do this. I just didn't think I could stick to the diet to make this possible. I didn't have faith in myself that I could actually do this. I had really had no faith. I thought you're going to get to a certain point and you're going to bail. So once we hired our diet coach, Tyler Betson, you're paying, we're paying over $200 a month for this guy to make our diets out and stuff. And we're having to check in every Friday. We're having to, take pics and show him what we're looking like. And we're, being made accountable. The other goal is I want to be the leanest version of myself I'd ever been. I wanted to be really lean. I didn't care, what that took. I knew I was probably going to lose muscle. People that know me really well, they know I love being strong. They know I love being powerful and explosive. That was one of my things, is I liked being big and being able to move, being able to jump. My athletes will tell you, Kale loves to show us up. He loves to show us things and then say, how come the fat old coach has got to be the one to show you how to do this right? And, I took pride in being able, to move around like that. So I wanted to be the leanest version of myself that I could possibly be. And I wanted something that was going to challenge me, not just physically, but it was going to challenge me on so many different levels, doing this. I was also, the other big thing with this is I wanted to gain knowledge. I want to know more about, this, how these people get into this condition, how they get down to, 3 and 4% body fat, and, how you're seeing these muscles, just pop out and their skin is, I wanted to know more. And, one of the big things is getting more knowledge about nutrition and how it affects you and all this other stuff. It's going to help me when I'm training my athletes that need to lose weight, my clients that need to lose weight, my online clients, all those people that need, these goals met. This would help me more. So I wanted to learn more about that, and I did. Oh man, really, I learned quite a bit. I'm a huge believer, and if you're going to lead, you better be doing it from the front. You don't do it from the back. So how can I coach or mentor someone when I haven't done it myself? Now, mind you, I've lost weight, gained weight, back and forth for years. So getting normal, say, housewife to lose 15 to 20 pounds, that's not hard. I've had people, that's been with me that's lost over 100 pounds. You can do that. But to get to a point to where you're really getting people's body fat down, holding on to muscle, and burning away fat is kind of an art. And we were lucky enough to have a really good coach who understood that and put us in really good spots. And I learned a lot from him. After making the decision to do this, then that voice hits me in my head. That insecure voice starts taunting me with negative thoughts. And I hear my little fat kid voice. You won't follow through with this. You won't do this. You can't. You're too busy. You have over 60 athletes. You have a gym to run. You have all these personal clients every single week. You've got more online clients than you've ever had. You can't make time for this. You can't prep all these meals every day. And let's face it, big guy, you're 50. You're 50. You're not young anymore. You're not in your 30s. You can't do what you've had. You've had this back surgery. You still not all the way, right. You still got all this stuff going on. Your right leg still doesn't work right. You still can't even push off your right leg. You can't even hit all the mandatory poses in bodybuilding. You can't do half the stuff you're going to need to do. So why bother? Don't do this. You're just going to humiliate yourself. Those are the thoughts that ran through my head, when deciding to do this. And I just had to push all that out of the way and, begin. But so today the message is that I fight almost every day with that little fat kid voice. That here's this fat kid and, you can't do anything because everybody's told you can't, because, you just don't have the mental capacity, to go through with this. So don't even bother. And then the excuses are laid out for me to make it easier. And it would have been really easy, for me to say that because, it's not excuses, it's the truth. I do have over 60 athletes. I do have about anywhere from probably 20 to 23 online clients. I do have weekly, about 16 to 17, clients weekly, that I see either once, twice a week. I am busy. I run a gym. I program, for this whole gym of, over 100 something people I have. And then plus, are just regular gym members that, I've got to, kind of keep track of and, stocking a cooler, taking out the trash, being a janitor, all the stuff that goes along with being, a small time gym owner, I have to do. So it would have been easy for me to say, I just can't do this. But the insecurities in my head, they wanted to hold me back and I pushed them away. And I think you can too, because I think a lot of you struggle with that. I think a lot of you struggle with the negativity and you don't have faith in yourself and you're scared. And what you're scared of is called failing. And I will tell you this, if you are scared of failure, you'll probably never succeed. Because if there's one thing I can tell you is that I am a professional at failing. I have failed so many times at so many different things. And every time I've failed, I've learned something. Every time I've failed, I found out something about myself. I found out something about what I failed at. I figured stuff out. I don't figure stuff out very much when I make a win. To me, sometimes, when I succeed at something, it's like, man, I got lucky. But when I fail, I look back and I analyze and where I went wrong and what I can do better and how to fix this. And so don't be scared of failing, but I know it's in there. Trust me, I've dealt with it now for, my whole life. My little fat kid voice telling me you can't do this. There's no way. So try to push that little voice out of your head and go out today and just be absolutely great. All right, that's video one. I'm going to put up my before and after pic for you guys, and then we'll, I've got another couple videos to come with this that'll hopefully help you guys. There's going to be one on the health of this. I'll go in, I'll delve in on that part and the mentality, the toll and all that stuff. So hopefully you guys like this video. I'm sorry it's long. Like I said, I don't like long videos, but again, hopefully some of you guys can relate to me. Hopefully some of you understand what I'm talking about, and this will help you guys. All right, peace out.